Hello and welcome to Deal Makers. Short of cash, short of fuel, but now not short of interest. Well, that's the story of the power sector. Two big deals, one a blockbuster. So are we really looking at fortunes changing for the power sector? Let's find that out in Deal Makers. But first, the big deal. In close to a $2 billion transaction, JP Power Ventures has sold its two hydropower units to Abu Dhabi-based Taqa and the financial investors. Here's what the deal entails.
Manoj Gaur is moving fast to reduce the mammoth debt pile of 60,000 crore rupees on the books of JP Group. In what's his second asset sale this financial year, Manoj Gaur has sold two hydropower units to Abu Dhabi-based Taqa. Post the deal announcement, the JP Power Ventures stock got hammered in trade on concerns of lower than expected valuations. Parties involved in the deal are of the view that market hasn't understood the complex structure of the deal. So let's take a look at the fine print. Taqa-led consortium will buy JP Power's Himachal Pradesh-based power units Baspa 2 and Karcham 2 with 1,391 megawatts of hydropower capacity. The deal is expected to be closed by 1st of November this year. Now to the deal size, which is 10,200 crores to 10,500 crore rupees. It has three components. Equity component of 3,800 crores, which JP Power will use for capex. Debt transfer of around 5,800 crore rupees, which will reduce the debt on the books of JP. And a benefit of around 600 crore rupees from the cash generation of the two power units till the completion of the deal by November 2014. That's not all. JP Power will get cash benefits on two more counts. First, JP Power will be able to sell the excess power generated by the two units beyond a certain threshold agreed upon by the parties for a year post the deal completion. And this could generate around 600 crore rupees for JP Power. Second, under the deal agreement, JP Power will have to get the debt refinanced by the existing lenders, and that would free up another around 1,200 crore rupees of cash for Manoj Gaur's company. These additional cash incentives improve the valuations of the deal for JP Power. Now, the new owners include Taqa with 51% stake, Canadian fund PSP with 39% and IDFC with the remaining 10%. With this buyout, Taqa will become one of the large hydropower generators in India. Taqa's acquisition in the renewable energy space can be considered a safe bet with low risk. The Abu Dhabi-based company's further expansion in India will depend on the success of this transaction. For the JP Group, the asset sales will continue for some time. Manoj Gaur is in talks with many more marquee investors to offload his prized assets, and this will keep the deal street buzzing.
I spoke to JP Group's chairman Manoj Gaur on what this deal really means for his debt-laden group. In this rather candid conversation, he openly talked about his angst against the system and the investment climate and the apathy of the entrepreneurs who have to sell their prized assets.
Organization like Taqa from Abu Dhabi, after making detailed assessment of the opportunity available, they zeroed down to this prospect, and it is a manifestation of the great work done by this company over the years, and it is I compliment Taqa, and I am thankful to God that as an organization we had decided to trim our debt.
Of course, that debt is going to be taken over by Taqa. So how it's going to impact the balance sheet of JP Power Ventures?
Well, as you know, Baspa and Karcham 2 together, they generate almost around 520 crore unit, and we are putting up Nigri and Bara, a big thermal power plant. So our requirement equity is hardly for about 1,500 crores.
Yes.
So there is a equity valuation in this deal of approximately 3,900 crores. So the balance sheet of Jp-Taqa Power would be very, very healthy. It's already very good, but it will be very healthy. And I think more than the balance sheet, I think people must understand that Nigri and Bara, these two projects are going to give 3,000 megawatts of generation capacity.
Even though this particular chunk is sold out, so how much power capacity will you have?
Well, with this 1400 megawatt of generation capacity, which will be taken over by Taqa, the Jp-Taqa power will still have more than 2200 megawatt of generation capacity with a mix of hydrothermal. Add to this 1900 megawatt of Bara power.
Yes.
Together it will be around 3500 megawatt
That is
by December 2014.
All right. And how much of debt will you be left with on your books?
Well, exit figure would be once we complete the project.
Yes.
But
this financial year after this.
but this deal will take about 4 to 5 months.
All right. What seems to be the problem is the ability to raise more debt to go ahead with more of the projects going forward, and that's why the lenders are getting a little more nervous. And therefore, you did 2 deals back to back. There are some more also lined up, and all these are to probably clear out the balance sheet of the company. What is in store, sir, as far as the cement units are concerned?
Well, let me be very candid here. No lender has asked us to do this deal. This is proactive steps taken by our organization.
All right.
And I have mentioned this, and on a proactive basis, in fact, it is a tribute again to my father's vision. He said, in tough time, we should be able to divest good things.
All right.
And we are not holding back just for emotional reasons, anything. So the point is that through your channel, I am telling that we are very much concerned, responsible towards our bankers, towards our shareholders. And yes, the only mistake which perhaps we have done is that we believed in our country's growth story.
Here's a view from the buyer as well. Taqa's Frank Perez shares his optimism on the power sector in India, and remember, he has deep pockets.
This has been an exciting investment for us. This allows Taqa, who's an energy company, to basically increase our platform in India in the energy business. With the acquisition of these 2 hydros, we expand our business to 4 power plants to 1,800 megawatts and approximately over 2,000 employees. So we're very, very pleased to have worked with the JP Group on this acquisition, and also to bring some of our consortium capital partners to the table.
All right. And how does India as an investment destination make sense for Taqa?
We're very familiar with doing large infrastructure investments around the world and working with our host governments to bring affordable energy to growing economies such as this, such as where we are in the UAE. So we're very pleased to add to this our current portfolio and to bring additional investments to Taqa India to help the economic growth.
Interestingly, you've come to India at a time, and you've expanded your base at a time when a lot of power assets are up for sale, not just in hydro, but in thermal, in gas-based power assets as well. You could get some of them cheap as well. So are you looking at expansion in that area?
Well, first I would add that the hydro assets that we have just acquired or signed on are high-quality assets. We're very impressed with the quality of the facilities, the quality of the people, and we hope to do additional business in India. As an energy player, we are in thermal, renewables, and other forms of energy. So we do look to the future and to do further investments in India.
Sure, you picked the cue that Taqa could be looking at buying more assets in India, and the companies like JP Group will offload more assets to reduce their debt. But this is not the only power deal. Even Lanco, after a few years of wait, managed to get a buyer for its assets when Greenco struck the deal. Do these events really indicate a revival in the power sector deals? Well, to get all the insights on that, we will be joined by the 2 deal makers who worked on these 2 deals. Stay tuned for all that in the next segment.